Okay. For our practice, we are leaning into hip opening, hamstring opening, kind of a PT for the hip sequence. Been dealing with like a hip injury for a while, and uh, is actually feeling quite better after moving through this flow for a couple times yesterday. So hopefully your hips will feel nurtured after practice as well. And I want to start just right away in seated meditation, some quiet contemplation. So, whenever you're ready, go ahead and find your way to a comfortable seat, perhaps using a block for some support, either cross legged or Virasana on your shins. And just take a moment to soften your eyes closed. Just begin to turn your focus and your attention inward. And start to feel into your body and your breath in this present moment. Be scanning your awareness from crown to toes, just noticing the different spaces of your body and the information that you're receiving. Make any adjustments to your seat, your posture, maybe a shoulder shrug to open your chest, and see where you could soften. Perhaps create some space between your teeth to release your jaw. And offer some ease to the space between your eyebrows, melting the muscles of your face. And as you start to breathe a little bit more deeply, let your heart find some buoyancy. The crown of your head reach a little taller to the ceiling. And then feel every inhale as this reminder of the moment that's right here, right now. Into the deepening of your breath, deepen into this moment. And allow every exhale just to be an invitation to set something aside and clear some clutter from your mind. Make more space for the awareness of here and now. And as you continue to deepen your breath and arrive to this practice, you see this time, these 60 minutes, as this opportunity to be with yourself, to commune with yourself and your body and your breath, to be in true deep connection with your vessel, with the flow of inhale in and exhale out. And acknowledge that that is a really special space to be in. This time that you've taken and you've devoted to being in practice is an incredible gift to you. But it will also serve beyond just you as you move throughout the rest of your day. So trusting in the selflessness of really taking care of the self. Allow yourself to be present. Know that any tasks, any to-do lists, any responsibilities beyond responsibility to your body and breath can all wait as you offer yourself this time. And maybe bring one or both of your hands to the space of your heart. And when you're ready, take a really deep, deep inhale in. Take a little pause at the top. And then open mouth, exhale, release. You take an inhale through your nose as we shift into Ujjayi Pranayama. And keeping your lips sealed, strong intentional exhale through your nose, Ujjayi breath out. As you continue with your Ujjayi breath, take your time to slowly shift towards your tabletop pose. So we'll start to find our way to all fours. And since our main focus today will be primarily through the hips, as you arrive in your tabletop, start to find some movement through your hips. Maybe you start by just going left to right, side to side. Notice how it feels to go to the right and then the left. Maybe notice the differences between. And start to create some big hip circles. So take it to one side, sweep back and down, scoop up the other. And then just reverse. As you sweep side to side, it's starting to wake up and warm up the body. If you want to incorporate any wrist opening, or if you want to find any movement through your neck and your shoulders, just continue to feel into your body, your spine. And then we'll start to make our way towards our tabletop, towards stillness for a moment. So the strength of your hands on the earth, inhale to your cow pose. Invite your heart and tailbone up to the ceiling. And then following your exhale, exhale to your cat pose. And that big push, emphasizing the back of your heart, your thoracic spine. Tuck through your chin. And we'll come to neutral, nice and long from crown to tailbone. As you push into the earth, draw your front ribs to the back of your body. Pull your navel towards your spine, feel your low belly light up. And then from there, begin to donkey kick your right heel to the ceiling. So especially for this, we're prioritizing engagement over range of motion, yeah? So don't worry about trying to lift your right heel high. Find that strong engagement through your core. It makes your right glute and hamstring have to fire a little bit stronger to stay lifted. Now notice if your hips have shifted to the left, and see if you can encourage your left hip towards the right side of the room. So your left hip is stacked directly over your left knee. And then notice if your shoulders have kind of shifted. Maybe left shoulder has slid forward, right shoulder back. Can we use our strong core to square up? Now from here, from this donkey kick, we're just going to externally rotate right into the right. So like a little butterfly action. Feel your outer right glute turn on your glute med. And then slide your right knee in the direction of your right arm. Don't worry about them connecting. Just pull forward from that strength. And then sweep down, up, and back to complete that circle. Good, re-engage the core. We're just going to take one the opposite direction. Right knee will pull towards your body, towards your chest. Butterfly your right knee out wide. And slowly slide it back and up. From here, we're going to send our right leg out to the right. A little kick in line with your hips. Squeeze from your outer seat, and then place your right foot down to the earth into your extended leg tabletop. So right foot's out in line with your hip. Get strong through your leg, and then begin to shift forwards and backwards a little bit. And as you shift forwards and backwards, you can either just find a sweet spot and breathe there, pausing there, or you can continue to be in movement. Feel the power of your right leg rooting your right foot into the earth. And start to slide your shoulders over your wrists again. Keeping your right leg long, slide your right tippy toes to the back of your yoga mat. As you press through your hands and your right toes, feel your right quad get strong. And then gather your left knee up into your nose. Push the earth away, cat your spine. We'll inhale, three-legged dog. Lift your left leg up tall. Bend your left knee, open your hip, and then find a slow, intentional hip circle in each direction here with your left hip. After you've taken a circle each way, lizard lunge, slow, strong step of your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Release your right knee to the earth, and then take a moment here. If you want to come up to your fingertips for a moment, kind of release the wrists, you can. Drawing the chest forward, you have the option to stay square. You have the option to turn your left toes to the left. You also have the option to incorporate a twist, maybe planting right palm down. You swim your left hand back in space. The quad stretch is there if you want it. Maybe bend your right heel towards you. You might also choose to reach your left hand to catch your right foot. And in your lizard lunge, if you find a little bit of movement, feeling into your pelvis as you take one more breath. Okay, slowly start to unwind as you come back into a lifted lizard lunge, palms plant, back toes tuck, back knee elevates off the earth, nice and strong through your quad. We're going to step into our high plank. Left foot meets your right. Take an in-breath, shift forward to your tippy toes, and then knees up or down, a slow journey to your belly. See how slow you can lower all the way to the earth. As you untuck your toes, zip your legs up together. Press the tops of your feet down from the strength of your quads and feel your kneecaps float away from your mat. Then using your strength along your spine, inhale to your low cobra. Pull your heart forward and through, reach your elbows back and towards the center. Stay for your exhale. Feel a little bit of heat build through the back of the body. Take one more big breath in. And then exhale to release. We'll press to our tabletop pose and start to find second side. Now I'm going to flip around just so that I have space and so that you can see, but you can stay facing the front of your yoga mat. From your strong tabletop, lighting up your core, donkey kick your left heel up to the sky. You feel that combination of power between your left glute and your core. Again, notice if your hips are kind of leaning to the right. It might even be subtle. Can we hug our right outer hip to the left? Square up the shoulders. And then from the donkey kick, into that little butterfly, just rotate your left knee to the left, squeezing from your outer seat. Keep hugging your outer right hip to the midline, and then slide your left knee in the direction of your left tricep. Sweep it down and back to complete the circle. And reverse, left knee pulls to your chest. And that dog at a fire hydrant, left knee to the left. Slide back and up. And then begin to send your left knee to that fire hydrant position. Extend your leg out for a moment. Feel your outer glute flex on. And keeping your left leg long, lower your left foot down to the earth. Foot in line with your hip. Strong energy travels down your left leg as you begin the process of finding some movement forwards and backwards. And start to notice how the second side is feeling as you explore. And remember your options. You can always find a space that feels good and pause there. Send breath into your hip. Or you can continue to move. Let's take one more breath in. Maybe even an open mouth exhale out. Adjust so that your shoulders are stacked directly over your wrists again. And then slide your left leg back into plank position. So left leg long. You can find a little calf stretch if you want to push your heel for a moment. Gather in an inhale. And upon your exhale, bring your right knee to your nose. Three-legged dog. Extend your right leg high. And then bend your knee and open your hip. a slow hip circle with your right knee in each direction. And just feeling into the range of motion that's available on this side today. And then slowly step into your lizard lunge. Place your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your left knee to the earth. So just a reminder, as I list off options, it's not necessarily that the first option is the most accessible and then from there it becomes more advanced or more challenging or anything like that. They're just different. So staying square is going to be one sensation. You can stay square and hug your right knee into your upper right arm. You can begin to twist to the right. You can also let your right thigh bone begin to externally rotate. So you can turn your right toes to the right, either stamping the sole of your right foot to the earth or allowing your right hip to open so much that you peel onto the pinky edge of your right foot. So lots of options. Maybe find your quad stretch if that feels good. And then you can kind of find movement here if you'd like. Make sure there's a little micro bend through your left arm and then your left shoulder is not up in your ear, but there's space between. Take one more breath in and out. And you feel ready to begin to journey back into your lifted lizard lunge. Release the twist if you have that. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. As you draw in strong through your center, high plank, right foot joins your left. Good, find that strong plank position. From there, inhale shifts you forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Then take your time to exhale to your downward facing dog. Hips find the sky. And then give your dog a couple cycles of breath. So find the active push into your palms. That will help emphasize the side body extension. And then imagine from your hip creases like a little balloon pulling a ribbon underneath your hip creases. And that balloon is floating up to the sky. So that little ribbon that is right at your hip creases, right at your waistline, is helping to create some gentle buoyancy through your pelvis. Okay, from your downward facing dog, go ahead and take a walk to the top of your yoga mat to find your forward fold. And then this first forward fold will give a little extra time and space. So maybe soften through your knees. You can again move your hips side to side. Maybe paddle it out a little bit. Check in with your neck. And then we'll inhale to find our halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana, find extension. Shoulders out of ears. Exhale, forward fold. Your right foot is going to stay where it's at. And we're going to step our left foot way back and over to the right to a curtsy lunge. So think about the distance, the length of your stance is going to be like a high crescent, but you're in this curtsy lunge. Now, at any point today, as we're doing these curtsy lunges, it's going to challenge the balance a little bit more just because it's different than how we usually have our feet, right? Different plane. So you can always take a regular high crescent instead. Otherwise, left leg is crossed behind the right. Now squeeze through your inner thighs and push down into your feet. Engage through your core. Maybe come just to your fingertips to start. We're going to rise into a high crescent curtsy lunge. You can reach your hands either forward and up, or you can circle sweep or lift. Again, it's okay if it's a little bit wobbly. As we continue to squeeze through center, squaring the hips energetically. They don't need to be completely squared at the front. Just think energetically plug in. Right hand catches your left wrist and a little side bend up and over to the right side of the room. Feel the strength in your legs. Take an inhale. On exhale, just begin to airplane your upper body. So lean your heart forward. Stretch your fingertips actively back. Squeeze your pinky fingers together, feeling the backs of your arms engage. We're going to lean into right foot. We're moving towards a chair pose through an airplane. So as you shift forward, big push down. Maybe start to find some flight. Take a breath in. Use your core, bend both your knees, and place your left foot to meet your right. Good. As you sink into your seat, reach to your heart and your hands. Then one little tidbit, so when we're doing our curtsies for today, the front foot is still staying square, so not like a ballet turnout. Front foot nice and square. Okay. Bring your hands to heart center. Shift your energy into left foot and come to right tippy toes. And when you press to the left foot, lengthen your tailbone slightly to the earth to draw a low belly in. From there, flamingo your right heel to your seat. Make sure your core is still strong to support your low back. And then maintaining that engagement, just send a little kick back into your spicy flamingo. Again, we're not necessarily going for the biggest range of motion. We want to make sure our support at our center is solid. From the kick back, butterfly your right knee to the right. So just externally rotate. And glute med will turn on that outer hip. And then we're going to draw a big half circle with our right leg into figure 4. So you can start to rise up a little bit out of the standing left leg. Take a big half circle into your figure 4, and then flex and sit into your one-legged chair. Take an inhale and an exhale. It will root to rise, slow motion. Push your left foot, bring your right knee with you. You can either reach your hands up to the sky, or maybe hands catch the front of your right shin like your wind removing pose. You pull your right thigh to your chest for a moment. We're going to step back slowly into a high crescent lunge. So again, kind of like you're traveling through airplane, maybe give your airplane a breath. And then right toes gently release to the earth. Stretch to the ceiling with your in-breath. Warrior 2, open out. Arrive, adjust, take a moment just to be here. Feel your collarbones stretch wide and find a little encouragement of shoulder blades towards each other. And inhale to reverse your warrior. Lengthen your left hand up and back. Staying for breath out. Good. One more big breath in. Send it towards your low back, the lumbar spine space. And then as you exhale, side angle. From the rootedness of your right heel, extend your side angle, reach your right hand overhead, big breath in. And stay for exhale out. And then from here, we're going to rise up into a star pose. We'll turn our heels and toes out a little bit. Hands can come to heart center. So we're going to take a variation. This isn't quite our side lunge, or what's the word I'm looking for? Skandasana. It's a little bit different. So toes are turned out to the rotation that feels natural for your hips. So again, turning your toes all the way wide is not our goal. We want to find that natural position and then go for strength. You're going to feel a little bit of heaviness to the tailbone, lighting up the glutes. Think about knees pressing wide as you bend into your right knee. And you don't have to go very far, but keep your right knee energetically moving wide towards the wall behind you. And it's okay for this if your knee goes past your ankle. And you're going to slowly just push through your heels to rise back up. We'll take one knee opposite sides, the left knee bends. Think about butterflying your left knee open, so your left knee's tracking with your left toes. And then keep your left knee pressing wide as you drive through your heel and rise up. Good. Adjust your toes forward, soften your knees, and hinge forward to your wide-legged forward fold. Big breath in, and then open mouth, exhale, release. Keeping your legs long, hands are going to connect to your left leg. Pull your heart towards your left knee and include a little bit of a rotation. So think about wrapping your right ribs towards your left thigh and knee. If you want to, you can also reach your left hand to the sky for more of that twist component. Take a breath in. And exhale, you rotate to the front of the yoga mat. Low lunge. Release your right knee to the earth and take a moment in your half splits. Shift your hips back, Extend your left leg. Maybe find a little point and flex through your left ankle. Okay, from here we'll bend into our front knee, back toes tuck, back knee lifts, standing split, shift into your left foot. Using that space you just created, lift your right leg high. And we're gonna actively open our hips today, so rotate your right foot to face the right side of the room and squeeze from that same outer glute that we've been using. A little bend to the left knee is great. And then perhaps bend your right heel in, finding that kind of dog at a fire hydrant shape. You could also do a little bit of hip circle movement here. We're going to step our right toes back through our low lunge as you're ready. Put your right palm to the earth. Horizon lunge to the left. Turn all 10 toes to the left. Flexing strong through your feet. So you're on the pinky edges of your feet. Left hand reaches high. And we're going for a half pigeon sensation through our left hip. So think about squaring your pelvis to the left side of the room. Square your heart to the left side of the room. And lift your hips up into the stretch. And maybe take one time to dip and reach your left hand at the back of your yoga mat. And as we unwind, you'll choose either a chaturanga or step to downward facing dog. So invitation to take your chaturanga flow, option to skip and step to downward facing dog. You're just listening to what your body is requesting in this moment. And that big push away of the earth as you arrive in Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll reset with the breath together. We inhale deeply. And then open mouth exhale to release. With your breath in, lift your heels high. As you breathe out, bend your knees, look forward, and then step or hop to the top of your yoga mat. Forward fold. Take a breath to lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And then as you fold, softening your knees, left foot's going to stay forward. And remember, keep your left toes pointing to the front of your yoga mat, just like they would be for a high crescent lunge. Right foot's going to step back and to the left for that curtsy action, so crossing behind. Let's think about squaring the hips here now. Squeeze the inner thighs, press through your feet. And as you kind of peek your heart forward, maybe just come to your fingertips. And so your core is engaged. Rise up your way so you can reach forward and up. That's going to be a little spicy. Or you can circle sweep to rise, and that's going to help open your shoulders. At the top, you can always adjust more through your feet if you need to. Squeeze energy down through your legs. Left hand grabs your right wrist. And find your side bend to the left. Think about pressing your right ribs to the right side of the room. And then breathe into that stretch down through your right side body. With our upside, we lean towards airplane in the upper half. So just find the upper half first. Shoulder shrug. Maybe expand the fingertips and then squeeze pinky fingers towards each other. Shift into your left foot and then push, maybe finding a moment in your airplane pose. Think about breathing extension from crown to right foot. And then slow motion, bend through your knees and place your right foot down into your chair. I know that's a spicy transition. So let's do like a baby chair here. You can reach for your fingertips just for a moment to kind of emphasize extension, and then arrive your hands to your heart. Now press through the fronts of your feet a little bit to draw low belly in, and then transfer into your right foot to come to left tippy toes. Focus your gaze at the earth in front of you. Find your breath again. Flamingo, left heel up and in. Really driving through your right foot. Can you feel your right glute respond to that push into the earth? Light up your core again, and then just find that little scooch back, spicy flamingo. And like notice for me, if I'm really supporting my low back with my core, my left leg's not going very far, and that's okay. I feel a ton of engagement. From here, hips stay square. We just butterfly the left knee to the left. Think dog at a fire hydrant through the left side. Feel your outer glute catch. And then as we rise up, we're doing that half circle into a figure four. So rising up just enough, think about big circle to the hip, into your figure 4 left ankle to stack. Now think about a little bit of inner thigh energy hugging in, and then imagine that like resistance band that you would use at a gym or whatnot around your outer lower thighs, and kind of press out into that. Take an inhale and an exhale. To grow tall, think root to rise, big push through your right foot, follow your breath in. Hands can either go high or that standing when you're moving pose for a moment. We slowly step back to a crescent lunge. Again, the right leg has already done a lot for us, but if you want to take a moment in your airplane, you can do so. And we'll slowly land into our high lunge. Feeling that effort, redistribute between both feet, reach tall, and open to your warrior 2. Good, arriving here, we rotate through the torso so our heart is square to the long edge of our yoga mat. Really peek out across your right fingertips. Inhaling to reverse your warrior, feel your side body stretch. And then stay as you exhale. Take an extra breath in. Then side angle for our breath. We'll lengthen forward. Extending our side angle through the line of energy from left heel to left fingertips. Can you think about stretching the length of your spine? Maybe even think about the back of your skull pulling slightly forward to the front of your mat. So your tailbone reaches towards the back of your yoga mat and your left heel. And we'll rise up from here, star pose. And then take a little time here to adjust the angle of your toes to be in the natural turnout for your body. So that can be subtle. We're not trying to push our turnout for this. We're just trying to find natural turnout. Yeah. Right. Tall torso, a little bit of a heavy tailbone, strong seat. Hands are at heart center. We're going to bend the left knee to the left. Okay, so externally opening the left knee wide from the strength of our glute med. Staying nice and tall, we push through the left foot to rise back up. And take it to the right. So again, as you bend your right knee, think about actively opening your right thigh bone. Nice and tall through the torso. Re-engage through your belly, long through the tailbone. And then keep the right knee actively pressing towards the wall behind you as you push into the earth to rise. Pivot your toes forward. Wide-legged forward fold. Sweep down. Adjust. Take a breath in. And then take a breath out. We're going to catch hold of our right leg and start to draw torso to right thigh. Maybe finding that twist of left ribs towards your right leg, and rotate your sternum slightly towards the ceiling, head as relaxed as possible. Maybe reach your right hand up to the sky for a breath. As you rotate to our right, we're going to turn all 10 toes through a low lunge, lower your left knee to the earth, and then find your half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Then as you find your half splits, invitation for some movement here, so perhaps you find a little point and flex through your right ankle. And our practice is really about nurturing our bodies. Our lower bodies do so much for us all the time, especially those of you that are really active, walking a lot, biking, running, hiking. Just taking time here to balance that out. As we bend into our front knee, we're going to lift up into our low lunge. Plant your left palm to the earth, horizon lunge, pivot all 10 toes to the right. Now I scooch my right foot back maybe 4 inches. Find the sweet spot for you. You want to still have this big outer hip stretch. Actively flex your toes towards your knees. And then think about twisting your hips to the wall that you're facing. Rotate your heart square to that wall as well. Right? Pushing the earth away so we're not dumping into left wrist. So take one more breath here, kind of finding that sweet spot that gives you that kind of half pigeon stretch through right side. And an option for a little dip and reach for a moment, and rise back up. Unwinding through either, again, your chaturanga, or you can go directly to downward facing dog. We'll take a moment in child's pose, knees wide, big toes to touch, hips to heel. So just whenever you're complete, forehead to the earth. Any variation of arms, they can be resting alongside you or stretched out in front of you. Full breath in through your nose. And maybe find an open mouth exhale, letting it go. Okay. We're going to move through one more standing layer that is really similar to what we just did, with a couple opportunities to kind of explore different variations. And you can always choose to say yes if that feels good, if it sounds good, try it on. You can always work with the variation that we experienced before. So be in that conversation between you and you. Again, part of our time here is not just to find strength and space in the body, but also to really be in communication with the body. So when you're ready, start to find your downward facing dog. Take a moment to release through the neck. Find length through arms, legs, side bodies. Breathe from crown to tailbone. And when you're ready, inhale, heels rise. Exhale, forward fold, step or hop to the top of your yoga mat. We'll inhale to a halfway lift for the extension of your torso. And exhale, soft knees, forward fold. Right foot stays forward. Step your left foot back for your curtsy high crescent. Light up your legs. Invite your heart forward. And then root to rise, breathing in slow and strong. Inner thighs active, outer hips active, quads active. Really actively lift your back heel, your back leg. Right hand catches left wrist. Side bend to the right for a breath in. Press your left ribs to the left side of the room. Stay for your exhale, just finding those little refinements in your own body. Breath in to prepare. Breath out, airplane or warrior three. If you wanted to, you could reach your hands forward out in front of you, strengthening through your shoulders and upper back. You float your left leg into the air. Take a big breath in. Strong core, bend both your knees. Hands will find heart as you slowly step into slightly tall chair, baby chair. Left foot stays on the earth. Flamingo your right heel up. Pause for your inhale here. Exhale is your core engagement, then your spicy flamingo. You can even take your hands to your low back to make sure your low back is long and spacious. Butterfly your right knee to the right. Think about taking your right knee into that big circle into your figure four, right ankle on left thigh. You take an inhale and we take an exhale. Now our journey to find our way into that warrior two for this side is going to be different. We're moving from here through our half moon into warrior two. So take this really slow with me. Start to stand up with your right knee, but keep a little bend in your left standing leg. From here, think about that dog at a fire hydrant. So externally rotate, opening your right hip up, like you're stepping backwards over a very tall Great Dane. Start to slow motion, inch by inch, move towards your half moon, right? Keep the outer right seat active. Gaze is locked on the earth in front of you. Maybe find a little rotation of right shoulder to stack back over your left. Warrior two is where we meet. If you're not already there, just take your time to step down. Okay, we'll inhale, reverse. Okay, feel how the side body stretch reaches all the way through to your sacrum. Exhale, extended side angle. Just take a little swim forward. Right hand goes up and overhead. Moving through our star pose, you rise. And right away, bring hands to heart center. Again, adjust your feet to like the very natural turnout. So maybe like 0 to very little resistance. Like we're not, again, trying to stretch our external rotation here. We're just trying to find that natural space first. Hug muscle to bone through your legs, a little bit of a heavy tailbone, super strong belly, and then bend into your right knee. Good. Think right knee's pressing towards the wall behind you as you press to rise. Squeezing through your seat, take it to the left. Bend into your left knee. Think about externally rotating left knee to the wall behind you. Keep the active press of your left knee to the wall behind you as you push down to rise. Perfect. Toes turn forward. Adjust, adjust. Wide-legged forward fold. Take a breath in. And take an exhale. And this time we're going to turn to our left right away. And as we turn to the left through a low lunge, walk your left foot wide to arrive back into your lizard lunge. Let's drop the right knee to the earth to start. Now again, you can stay square here. We're going to maybe bring forearms to a block or the earth if that's interesting to you. Another option that we've kind of been working with in my other classes is climbing underneath. So for that, I like to be on my hands first, and then instead of pressing my hips down and forward, I'm going to scooch my booty back, kind of like that half splits action that we did. And then I'm going to bend my elbows and just kind of like crawl my left shoulder underneath my left thigh bone. So essentially, my left shoulder is behind my left calf, and that is creating a nice deep stretch through my inner left leg. Now, that might not be for you, and that's fine. If you are climbed underneath your left leg, you can walk your left foot a little bit to the midline. You could also lift your back knee if you wanted to. You could be on your right forearm. So you're just kind of in a little pretzel moment here, or you're finding any lizard lunge that is interesting for your body. Reminder that you can add in movement and that we're not trying to force anything. Maybe lengthen your spine and see how that feels. And then start to climb out. Right. We'll start to lift our back knee up. And then from here, we're going to go into a wild thing. So maybe a little half crow moment first. Left knee hugs left tricep. And then like you're going to a side plank, turn your heart open to the left, but let your left toe step all the way over. Wild thing. Rotate your heart to the ceiling. Take a breath in. And then we'll just unwind slowly. Downward facing dog. Your down dog, breath through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Heels rise with your next in-breath. And your exhalation, step or hop to the top of your yoga mat. Find a halfway lift. Big breath in, extend. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot stays forward, stepping back for your curtsy high crescent. Right toes go back and behind. Slowly start to root to rise. Curtsy high crescent. At the top, left hand grabs your right wrist. As you lean to your left, press your right ribs to the right. Find your inhale. And then as you exhale, reaching forward, hinge forward, either warrior 3 or airplane. Ooh, maybe fall over because I was looking at the screen, not the earth, so focus your gaze. And slowly bend into chair pose. Hands come to heart center as you do so. Drishti is important. So you light up through your body. You're going to lean into right foot and find left to be toes, and then just your little flamingo to start. Again, can we hug into the center? You can even take like one hand to your belly and one hand to your low back to find that sweet spot where both feel long, strong, and supported. From there, nothing's going to change the torso or the pelvis. Just scooch the left thigh bone back against that resistance. Butterfly your left knee to the left. Like you're a dog at a fire hydrant. Circle sweep into your figure 4. Hands to heart. Now, the figure four should feel really nice after that little butterfly dog at a fire hydrant moment. Give it a breath. So remember, as we move towards our warrior two, that's going to be our meeting point, our destination. You have the option to spend some time in your half moon. Having a bend in your standing leg and going really slow that journey is going to be helpful. So find your drishti. Again, focus your gaze out in front of you. As you rise up, keep maybe a relatively generous bend to your right knee. Begin to fire hydrant your left leg and slowly start to slide your left leg back towards Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And breathe. I'm realizing now I forgot standing splits on second side like 15 minutes ago. That's okay. Warrior two is where we meet. We inhale to reverse, reach your right hand up and back. And exhale, extended side angle. Good. Travel up through your star pose. Again, I know that these kind of like turned out little side squats are a little bit different. So each time I think we kind of feel into our bodies a little bit more. So again, just kind of exploring with that external rotation that works for you. Find the slightest tuck of your tailbone. So this is more just like length for the low back and engagement for the belly. So it's not that we're tucking the tailbone, we're finding that supportive energy. We bend into left knee, think about pressing left knee wide. External rotation, you can always kind of adjust the angle as you go. Super tall, find that engagement through your core and glutes. Push to rise. Then take it to the right. Maybe one side feels really different than the other. And then again, strong push to rise. Turning your toes forward, wide-legged forward fold just for a moment. Take a breath in. And then rotate to your right. Low lunge into lizard lunge as you breathe out. So walk your right foot wide. Lower your left knee to the earth. And then decide how you'd like to experience your lizard lunge on this side. So hands, elbows to a block or the earth. And you can kind of find movement here. If you're going for that kind of leg as a backpack situation, again, maybe from your hands, you kind of shift your pelvis back to make room. You're going to climb underneath. You can take your right hand at the side. You could walk your right foot a little bit closer from there. This is prep for like our hurdlers arm balance. Kundanyasana. It's also prep for like your compass pose. Bird of paradise. So this opening goes a lot of different directions. This is also a little bit of our Basana action, which is our firefly, I believe. Good. Big breath in. On your exhale, just start to climb out. Okay. Lifted lizard lunge. Option for half crow. We're going to step to our wild thing, right foot stepping up and over. So imagine you're going to a side plank, but keep it going. Right toes to the earth. Micro bend for the left elbow. Super strong push into that hand. As you reach, feel your pelvis and your rib cage press up to the sky. And then downward facing dog, unwind. Give your down dog one deep breath. Press length through your body. Open mouth, exhale, release. And lower your knees to the earth. Adjust so you're in a seat at the top of your yoga mat, and we're going to find our way to laying down. So go ahead and scooch forward. Maybe flex your heels into the ground. And using your strong core as you breathe in, you'll exhale to descend. So however you want to find your way to the earth today. And just feeling the intention in your choice. Once you get to the earth, extend into your full body stretch. Nice big breath in. And out. Draw your knees to your chest just for a moment. Maybe find some circles there. Just noticing how your hips feel. And then keeping your knees bent, place your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. And let both your knees fall to the right. So you're in this staggered position of a twist, your pinwheel twist. With your feet as wide as your yoga mat, knees knocked over to the right. You can stay here as is. Sometimes people like to add the stack of, in this case, it would be right ankle on your left thigh. That's going to emphasize the internal rotation of your left thigh bone, femur bone. We did a lot of external rotation, so taking this counterbalance here. And a slow, slow cycle of breath. So really patient as you gather any full inhale. And then just super slow, let that breath empty away. Now, if you have your right ankle stacked on your left thigh, just slide that away so you're back in your pinwheel twist. We're gonna take an eagle leg twist from here. So keep your right leg where it is. We're gonna wrap our left thigh around the right. So your legs are a little bit further to the right, maybe than your traditional eagle leg twist. That's okay. You do not need to cross at your shins. You're just wrapping left thigh around right. And if that doesn't work for your body, you can stack your knees to the right instead. So you're in a gentle twist. Just left leg stacked on top of your right. And then whatever variation you're in, take a deep breath. And breath out. We're going to unwind. Keep your right foot where it is still. Just adjust your left foot back to its starting position. Take a little windshield wiper side to side, feet about mat's distance apart. And then both knees are going to fall to the left into your pinwheel twist. If you want to, maybe left ankle stacks on outer right thigh this time. Again, you just want to check in to make sure that feels okay for your right knee and ankle joints. And from here, your left foot slides back to that mat's distance apart. Eagle wrap your right leg around, or again, your knees can stack instead, right thigh on top of left. Finding this different, more twist-focused variation. So this is more about the rotation of your spine. That pinwheel twist is more about the hips. So you take a breath here, full breath through the nose. And maybe an open mouth exhale out of your mouth. Slowly start to unwind to center. You can either find windshield wipers or just bring your knees to your chest, maybe a happy baby. We'll send our legs up to the sky, or you could also opt for plow or shoulder stand. Finding a few cycles of breath before you release to Savasana. So in the effects of our inversion, we feel our heartbeat and our breath. If you chose to move into your plow or your shoulder stand, please take as much time as you need and exit safely using the strength of your core, your arms as brakes. When we're ready to release, we're going to slowly start to bend knees to chest, maybe curl your forehead up to your knees, tucking into your chin while you maintain the space between your shoulders and ears. Stay for an exhale and take an extra deep breath in. And then start to release as you exhale to your Shavasana. Finding your final relaxation, a couple minutes of stillness, or you head off into your day. And just like we did at the very beginning of our time together, at the very start of our practice, we take a moment just to really turn inward, to turn in and tune in and focus the rhythm of heartbeat and breath, sensations that are present. Using this time and this space as an opportunity for reflection, maybe introspection, or to simply be with you, yourself, your body, your breath. Follow your next inhale all the way through your nostrils down into your belly. And as you exhale, follow the exhale from belly to chest and out. As you follow your breath and trace your breath as it travels in and out of your body, maybe start to gather your hands to heart center. As your hands arrive at your heart, a moment of gratitude for your physical body and all that you're physically capable of, for your breath that sustains you, for this practice that offers us insight, clarity, deeper connection, and a pathway to liberation, and for this time that we spent focused and mindful in the present moment. So we'll take another big breath in together, fill up. And one more open mouth exhale, release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices always serve as our teachers, leading us to live with greater and greater authenticity, and to love more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much, and namaste.